one talking about this? Put aside the insane amount of inflation. Our government is so worried about helping every other foreign country. There's little to no media coverage on how many food plants and food distribution centers have been mysteriously burned down or affected the last year. I read this article this morning. It listed over 97 food distribution centers, farms, and food plants that have mysteriously burned down, caught fire, or been affected by some other general cause. And I went through and added up all the chickens that they said were destroyed. And since last year, over 40.6 million chickens have been destroyed. That's just part of it. As someone who follows politics, economics, our financial system very closely, it's very easy to add everything up and to see what's coming. It is the perfect time to start a garden, to be self-sustained, to prepare, and to stock up. People think food shortages are a joke. They are not. God's been putting this on my heart for a long time, you guys. Be prepared, start being self-sustained, and start paying attention. Why is no one talking about this? Put aside...
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. His name is Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, our Lord, Savior, Deliverer, the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shah. Call Halayam La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Makah Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, taught us this 100% truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. And salutations, peace, blessings, and safety into the hopeful elect, especially in these times. And Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Makah Kodash, Barakatham, Shalom. This is Brother Abayah with another lesson through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. And as you heard this young lady on this screen say, food shortages, people think food shortages is a light thing. You know, they think it's a joke when it's not. All right? In other words, famine. Famine is no joke, which is why it's one of the plagues that the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, is going to send upon this earth to punish the wicked that dwells on this earth. Famine was used many times in the past, you know, by way of the Lord's bringing it to punish those who were being wicked, whether it was our people or whether it was some other nations. But in particular, our people, right? Famine has been one of the things that the Lord has used to whoop our people or to correct our people, man. And this being the last whooping means what? It's going to be the worst famine. It's going to be the you know, hey, this drought is going to be the worst drought that has ever been seen upon the face of the earth, man. If you looking, you know, if you seeing what's being reported, you know, the videos circulating, the information circulating, as she mentioned, which is, there's more videos within this little slide that I'm gonna play concerning famine, you know, the famine to come in very soon. Then you understand that this is an engineered famine, but it's all being done through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Whether it's the Lord just sending natural disasters to destroy the cattle and then, you know, the crops and you know, and the foods that we eat, or whether it's Esau being used by Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to intentionally destroy these things, to cull the cattle, to you know, burn down these plants and things like that. It's all according to the Lord's prophecy. There's a famine coming. This famine is a part of prophecy, so it must happen. But regardless of how it happened, it's said to happen, and it's going to happen. Famine is around the corner, along with other atrocities. Okay. There's food plants and factories and processing, you know, facilities being burned down. They're not just, you know, it's not just natural things happening. It's not, you know, accidents. These things are intentionally being done. And if you have eyes to see, you know, spiritual eyes and ears, then you understand why these things are happening. Why is it that some of these plants is not just, you know, exploding, or there's a malfunction in the machinery? Why is it only that these plants and these factories are burning down? Why is it only that? It's because these things are intentionally being done. The same way forest fires are started, the same way these farmers are being forced to to shut down shop, so to speak. They're being forced to stop farming, to stop producing, cattle. Stop, they're being forced to kill off their cattle. Recently, you had, I don't remember the exact numbers, but you can look this information up. How many cows, or bulls? How much cattle just was found dead, and I believe it was in Kansas, and they blamed it on the heat. They blamed it on the temperature of the weather, as if it's never been 100 degrees plus in Kansas before, and as if these animals are not equipped to be in these temperatures, man, in these conditions. And as somebody who spoke on these things, which I believe it might be in these videos, one of these videos within this slide, but as somebody mentioned, why is it that they all died at the same time, as if all of those cattle are the exact same? Not only those cattle, those cows or bulls, whatever they was, not only did they die, but also recently a bunch of sheep, thousands of sheep, just recently at the same time just dropped dead. Now we talking about thousands of cattle. So that's gonna bring forth what? A shortage of meat, which a lot of people are dependent on. People don't know how to go without eating meat. Not only that, this whole situation with Russia and Ukraine, the sanctions being put out there, that's gonna bring forth the lack of wheat. Wheat is in many different things. It's not just bread, but this lesson being entitled through the Spirit, lack of bread, is gonna literally be a lack of bread because of wheat. You may have white bread around, but how long is that gonna last? It is what it is. But it's many different things that wheat is incorporated into. So there's gonna be a lack of wheat. There's gonna be a lack of meat. There's gonna be a famine altogether, man. Because those are only the major things that they're using to stop food coming in. It's nothing for them to just not bring in the food. All of these different truckers quitting, that's gonna contribute to the famine. There's many different factors playing into this famine. Famine is gonna cause a domino effect of violence, anarchy. People are gonna be fed up. There's people that know what's going on, and they're gonna come up against the government. But I don't want to, Shalaki, I don't want to do too much talking. I'm gonna go through the rest of these videos, and then I'm gonna get some scriptures. I'm gonna get one scripture first. All right, 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. We are in the last days. We are in the end times. Perilous meaning dangerous, uncertain. All right, danger is coming. That's all that's coming. That's why we prophesy of these things, because that's what's coming. We're not prophesying of peace or of joy and happiness. No, we're prophesying of death, destruction, famine, right? Tribulation, because that's what's coming. That's what was said to coming in the end days. Yahweh Shem Yahushua didn't put the words in the prophet's mouth to speak peace, because that's a lie. That's not what's coming. So what is coming, that's what we're gonna speak. So, and we being in the last days, perilous times are coming. Perilous meaning dangerous again. It's going to get dangerous because famine is going to, again, bring about a domino effect of violence, anarchy, sedition, people fighting one against another, which I'm going to get these scriptures. But this is why it's about to get very dangerous out here, man.
Here in the Costco, check this out. Emergency food supply. Look at the price. Emergency food supply, really. Look what they got. Cheesy macaroni, chicken flavored noodle soup, creamy pasta and vegetables, pasta alfredo. The list goes on and on and on. What do they know that we don't know? Look at this. Look at this bucket. Okay? What do they know that we don't know? I've been telling y'all, something is coming. You better stock up now. They don't just have this for no reason. Don't say I ain't tell y'all. Hey, see, I'm hearing the cuss.
All right, that's another thing. Randomly, these stores, these grocery stores, they, particularly Walmart, had a section with survival food, right? Emergency food supply, as they call it, right? Why is that? That's a foreshadowing. That's the government basically telling you, get ready, because we're gonna starve you out. We're gonna engineer a famine, and we're gonna starve you out. Now, it would behoove you first and foremost to get right with you as an Israelite, as a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American. It would behoove you. It would benefit you to get right with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, get in the good graces of the Lord. Begin to labor in His work. Begin to be mindful and meditate on His word. And if it's your lot, His work. All right, begin to labor in His work. But take heed to the words that's being said by the prophets, man. Take heed. Don't wait to listen to these other people, because by the time these other people tell you, it's going to be too late. All right? Listen to the prophets. Take heed to the prophets, because the prophets are the mouthpiece of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. The Lord said, before they spring forth, I tell you of these things. Before the famine coming, right, which is coming, the Lord is telling you about it. And we see the signs of the famine coming. So whether you take heed or you don't, that's on you. It will behoove you to get right, as the scriptures say in Sirach 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. Get your mind right. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and get right with the Lord. That's who's going to sustain us. Lord willing, we be able to elect. That's who's going to sustain us during the famine, during the tribulation, and the danger, and the violence, and so on and so forth. All of these evils that's coming. That's who's going to provide for us. That's who's going to direct our paths. Not us, not anybody else. Okay? It don't matter if you're a so-called prepper and you stocking up. It don't matter if you got a whole shed or even a whole house or room full of stocked up food and the survival things. That's not going to matter. That's not going to save you. Anything can happen to where you don't get to that. Or say you do get to it, and you just, the Lord makes it to where everything spoils. Even the food that you got that was so-called non-perishable, the Lord can make it to where that food goes bad. Think it's not going to happen. There's a lot of wicked people out there that are preppers, and you don't think the Lord gonna punish them? These is just things that's coming to my mind. The Lord is gonna make these wicked people starve. The Lord gonna make it to where you don't eat that food that you stocked up, but a member of the elect comes across it and takes it. But let me continue on. Let me continue in these videos.
Spoken on June 15th, another U.S. food processing plant erupts in flames. Now, when you hear this, it's not just, the building caught on fire and, some equipment caught on fire. Let me give you an insight on what this means. All right, so you can see the meat industry takes heavy hit as up to 10,000 cattle die from heat and humidity in Kansas. Now, that's just one minor case. A list of 90 U.S.-based food manufacturing plants destroyed under the Biden administration. This was posted June the 13th, so very recently. 95. Let that sink in. So pause to read these. So as you can see here, a processing plant was destroyed. A couple of processing plants, a production company. But as you start to scroll, you see how serious it is. It's 194,000.
Hey, see,
Oh yeah. People don't pay attention to these things because you're not directly being affected just yet. You see these third world countries going through these things. You see these people standing up and fighting against their government, and people so comfortable because this is good old America. Oh, well, that's not us. Our food is secure. Our food is gonna always be in the grocery store. Every time I go to the grocery store and I go look for what I want, it's gonna be there. That's what people think. But until you go to the store one day and not only what you looking for ain't there, but ain't nothing there, or whatever is there is very limited to where you don't have the proper credentials to get it. You don't have, hey, eventually to get food, you're gonna have to have that stamp, man. that charagma. If you don't got it, you claim to believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you're gonna have to hold out. Wait for the Lord to feed you. But the others, hey, it's gonna be people that's gonna eat, but it's a lot of people that's gonna starve as well. It's gonna get violent at these grocery stores. It's gonna be chaos to get whatever food is there. You're gonna have to go through hell to get it.
So, usually I haul into the port, container companies that load the ships. Well, when I got to Oakland, there was something very eerie. Remember when all the ships were stacked up and we couldn't get the shit off them? The ports are empty. There's no ships. They used to be jam-packed. So I went over to say Pacific container company where I have a friend. He says he's going to be out of a job next week because Tyson and JBS will no longer be shipping meat to the port. Heads up, people, it's going to happen a lot quicker than you think. I just left Oakland. Usually I haul into the port.
Now, these are not just people speculating, saying these things. You have people that actually work in these industries that directly deal with the distribution of these foods. If these people are telling you, hey, what they're used to, and these people have worked, I'm sure he's probably worked for this company or as a trucker in this business for years. And if he's saying that something is not right according to what he's used to, yeah, things change, but not like this. This is a major change in what he's used to. For them to say that they're not delivering any meat at all, we're going to be delivering less meat, or we're going to be delivering, or we're going to go a week or a month without delivering meat, but then we'll pick back up. No, they're saying they're not going to be delivering any meat at all. Tyson is a big company, JBS. It sounds familiar. I don't really know what JBS is, but I'm pretty sure they're a big company as well. This is what's coming. You have people being forced to stop bringing in food, stop distributing food. Farmers, again, they're being forced to stop farming. They're being forced to destroy their farms. They either being offered an incentive, meaning they're getting offered money to do it, and if they refuse to do it, it's going to get destroyed anyway, and then they're going to be asked out. So do you not think that these farmers is accepting that pay? Yes, they are. But you have farmers that's going to accept the pay, but they still out there warning people. You have, their tongues falling upon themselves. They still warning people. Bill Gates bought up all the farmland. Why is that? Everything is happening for a reason. Do you think Bill Gates has the best interest of the people? You think Bill Gates is trying to feed America? No. Bill Gates is nothing but a lesser luminary, and he's doing the bidding of Satan, following the orders of these elites. So yes, famine is engineered, and it's coming.
Those blend them together to the finished good, the final product of fertilizer that farmers will be putting on their crops.
Those raw materials include three main nutrients: N, P, K, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, also known as potash.
It helps with the resilience of the plant, helps make it more resistant to adverse weather conditions, whether it's extreme heat, extreme cold, or wetness.
The three top exporters of these nutrients are Russia, China, and Canada. This potash is from Canada. The shortage of delivery trucks to Europe for the vaccine mandate has raised the cost by 40%. China banned their nutrient exports last year, leading to prices doubling across the world. And when Russia invaded Ukraine, then the Chinese banned their nutrient exports as well.
Russia, about 35% of the world.
So these ingredients for this fertilizer no longer coming in because of the issues going on with Ukraine and Russia, America being an ally of Ukraine, Russia being an ally of China, issues being between China and America. What do you think is going to happen? The import-export is going to stop between these countries. There's sanctions being put, or that have been put on Russia by America. So that relationship is done. The relationship between China and America is getting to the point to where it's done. It's only a matter of time before missiles start flying. So the goods part, that's already out. Now that's ingredients for fertilizer for the farm. So even if you do still have a farm and you're able to farm, you don't have the proper ingredients for your fertilizer for your your goods to flourish. So it's many different factors playing into this famine.
Concerned about the gas prices, but what you really need to be concerned about is what your food pricing is about to jump to. Okay, calves and babies are just now being born. Keep that in mind. So the cost to raise them hasn't hit yet. This bale of hay last year was $4. Bag of grain last year was $6. This trunk full in here last year would have cost me $14. Today, $20 for a bale of hay, $18 for a bag of grain. I got 2 bales in here. It's $58 worth of food. Last just my goats and my horses 2 days. That's it. Wait until the prices catch up with your slaughter market when we start rendering animals in the fall. Prepare for $17 a pound chicken, $25 a pound bacon, $30, $40 a pound beef. It is coming. It's not a joke. Please be cautious.
Yep, that's hyperinflation. It's a domino effect. So you have farmers and then you have truckers. First, you gotta have the farmers, the ones who actually have these foods that's being distributed. Aside from you're talking about cattle and produce and things like that, not the processed foods and the plants. But okay, before they even get to the processing plants, these meats and things like that, you have the cattle. Like she said, it costs to raise these animals before they even sell the animals. So they're going to charge the factories or the plants or whatever is around, right, this a certain amount of money, because they're being charged a certain amount of money to feed these cattle and to raise them, to even sell them. So that's going to cause the plants to be charged extra. The plants then have to ship them out in trucks to go to the grocery store. They're going to charge, these truckers are being charged for not only gas, to come get these things. So that is going to cause the food prices to skyrocket. It's a domino effect, man. They're choking out people, and then some of these farmers, they're not going to want to go through all of that. These people that's dealing with these cattle and all that, they're not going to want to go through all that. So they're going to make sure they have enough for their family only, and they just going to stop farming altogether. They're going to stop the whole distribution thing, and the only ones that's going to have access to that cattle is them and their families, because it's getting too expensive.
1,000 chickens. 5 million chickens. Yeah, serious. 40,000 pounds of food meant to feed people in a food desert near Maricopa. Another 5 million chickens. This is also more. 900,000
and these
chickens.
type of numbers, these type of numbers, that's millions of chickens, millions of cattle. All of these numbers, for these numbers to not be being reported on, that should tell you everything you need to know. Why is it that millions of chickens are being destroyed or dying or whatever they claiming happened? Which again, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. For all of these numbers, for these numbers to be as high as they are, why ain't they being reported on daily? If this is going to directly affect the people in a drastic way, why is it not being reported on? Why are people not being warned to get ready? It's because they want it to happen. They want you to be caught off guard. They want you to keep going to the grocery store, going to the every all you can eat buffet. Keep on spending all your money, not being wise and putting up a little bit. They want you to get caught assed out, because this is part of their agenda. They're the NWO. Ultimately, Yahweh Shem Al-Shai is sending this.
On June the 9th.
Any reasonable person can see that this is all being done deliberately. Over 10,000 cattle just died, and we are told that it was due to 100-degree weather. And in just the past 17 months...
No, it's not no freak accident, not accident, but it's not no freak event where it reached 120 degrees or 125 degrees and these cattle was just like burning up and they just dropped dead and passed out. No, it's 100 degrees. Yeah, 100 degrees is hot, but it's not unbearable. Now, after a while, if you stay out in 100-degree weather with no water, yeah, it's gonna affect you. You can die from a heat exhaustion. But come on, man. I'm pretty sure for whoever owns these cattle to have that many cattle, I'm pretty sure they already counted the cost of the things that they have to worry about, the precautions that they have to take. I'm pretty sure that whoever had these cattle already thought about, well, damn, it might get hot. It is summer, so let me make sure I keep my cattle hydrated. Let me make sure I keep them fed and you know. Come on, man.
A warning, but most people don't take shit serious until it kind of creeps up onto their doorstep. But because I work so close with the agricultural industry, you know, farming and shit like that, and I drive one of these trucks, I know that we're about to run into like a real famine-like situation. You know, first off, you know, the trucks that are needed to deliver commodities, is like we're not able to get fuel as easily as we were before. A lot of people are sitting in line waiting for an island to clear while the other islands are completely out of fuel. Other trucks are sitting on the road at fuel stations and truck stops because they don't have fuel, and they're waiting on, you know, a tanker to come in to deliver the fuel with no estimated time, you know, of how long that will be. Going into these farms is like the first thing that I recognize now is that they're not growing many human consumable crops. Most of them are for sustaining the animal's life over however long the duration of time they expect this shit to be, because it's absolutely planned. I'd issue it as a warning, but most people don't take shit serious.
Yep.
Y'all all enjoying yourselves. These are the last seconds of it. All the ladies on here twerking, showing your value and showing how small your brain is. Once this famine hits, when ain't no water, when the lights go out, ain't gonna be no twerking with an empty stomach. And all you fake gangsters, when you done killing your brothers, the Ku Klux Klan is coming to see you. See, I don't think anybody knows exactly the totality of what's going on right now. They're getting ready to food, they're getting rid of food, they're preparing to cure the grid. The water's dirty, full of liquefied animals and human flesh. And we got people running around here still talking about boyfriend and girlfriend, bae this and bae that. Now don't get it twisted, I ain't jealous, because I'm not looking for a significant other. But those of you out there that are playing games and still think things are sweet, you getting ready to find out that fat meat is greasy. Get ready and stop playing games. It's about to go down, G.
Yeah, you know, he ain't lying. Hey, we in the forefront of Jacob's trouble, man. This is not considered the worst time that has ever been before on the face of the earth for no reason. During the famine, is going to be, you know, it's the famine alone is a very terrible thing to have to deal with. But on top of that, you have people, you know, murdering and raping and robbing and all of these different things going on. You're going to have natural disasters happening. You're going to have beasts, wild beasts out there. You're going to have all of these things happening while you trying to find out what you're going to eat. This is the evils that the Lord is going to bring upon the earth, man. 2 Ezra 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Randomly, all of these different plants being burned down is gonna be a domino effect to these storehouses, or these grocery stores as we know them, and these different warehouses. They're gonna be empty. Ain't nothing coming in because it ain't nothing to come in. And whatever is there, they're holding it back. They're gonna distribute it to who they want to distribute it to. They're going to be very limited. Whatever is there is going to be crazy expensive, very inaccessible, or it's going to be poison. You know, like he said, you know, you have liquefied, you know, humans and fetuses and animals and things like that in our water. That's true. The water is poison. So ain't going to be no good water. And then, sluggy. And then eventually, that water is going to stop running. It's not going to be available at all. Right now, we have a water shortage in the West Coast. You know, there's a whole man-made lake that's running out of water. That water ain't just evaporating. It didn't just get hot in Nevada. Nevada been hot. So why is all of this water at the rate that it's leaving or disappearing? Where's the water going? Is being drained. That water is intentionally being drained, man. That water ain't just leaving, evaporating. So again, that's part of that engineered famine. So suddenly, and it's really not happening suddenly. It just, like it says, it suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. So this is not just an overnight thing. This is gradualism. It's happening fast. But these things is not just an overnight. Oh, you wake up one morning and ain't no food, ain't no water. No, there's things being done in the background that's causing this to happen. And then one day you wake up and you go try to get something to eat, or you think you about to go get something to drink, and there's nothing there. Now you know how you gonna feed your babies and yourself. Verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Yep, because eventually you're gonna have Joe and Bob, who was neighbors, and at one point they had cookouts at each other's houses, and they invited each other over for some dinner. You know, hey, America is one of the most wasteful countries in the world. Just go to your local casino. Just go to your local hotel. See how much food they throwing out. Even these smaller restaurants, they don't give out the food that's left over. They throw it out. What do you think is going to happen in the day when famine hits? First of all, those restaurants ain't even going to be open. All right, continuing on. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. There's not going to be no water. You ain't going to be able to wash your butt. You're not going to be able to shower, brush your teeth, none of that. Or drinking water, more importantly. Verse 25, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. So the only ones that's going to escape these things, those that's going to be laughing during the time at famine, those who are going to be fed during famine and eventually escape through that famine, is the elect of Israel. Beginning with the 144,000 and the rest of the innumerable multitude of the 1/3. Those are the ones ordained to escape these things, man. 2 Ezra 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. That's the time we in. The scriptures speak about, to everything there's a season. Well, that's the season that we're in. That's the time that we're in. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. So yeah, the vision is yet for an appointed time. Wait for it, though it tarry, it will surely come. It will not tarry. This is the time that was appointed for these things to happen, man. We in the forefront of Jacob's trouble again. They that till the ground shall mourn, meaning your farmers. Your farmers is about to be hurting, because they're not going to be able to make the money that they usually make. And eventually some of these farmers that had an abundance of food, they about to be starving. You're not going to be able to grow your own food. Like that lady in the beginning, the first video clip I played, she said, it's time to be self-sustained. It's time to start growing your own. Man, hey, to hell with all that. That ain't gonna save you. That's not going to work. Now, if you have that, hey, it'll sustain you for a while. But then what you going to keep on? You're going to keep on, going and buying fertilizer, and, what about when the water stop running? How you going to water your crops? What if you are able to feed and water your crops, but you have to worry about people coming and stealing your stuff? It's going to get real dangerous out here, man. For their seeds shall fail through the blasting in hell and with a fearful constellation. Yeah, the Lord going to bring that back as well. It's going to be hell. There's going to be all type of natural disasters happening, destroying whatever crops is left to seal the fate on that famine. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, meaning near. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Yep, people are going to be burglarizing one another. There's going to be people out there with big AR-15s and shotguns, and they're going to be breaking into your house. They're going to bust down your door. They're going to tell you to get the F on the ground or not. They're just gonna come in blasting, and they're gonna take whatever the hell you got, and they're gonna take it back to their family or just to themselves. And they're gonna continue to do that over and over and over again. This is coming. Pure anarchy, death, mourning, violence, pure violence, man. The love of many is waxing cold. Why is that? Because the Lord is putting that spirit out there. It said because of the lack of bread, no food, and for great tribulation. People are going to be on straight up survival mode. Ain't nobody going to know who's good and who's not. Shit, the ones who was looked at as good, they're going to turn evil in that day. People going to be out there trying to fend for themselves. Nobody's going to be thinking about waiting on Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. They're going to try to go get it themselves. You see a single mother, oh yeah, this bitch played me. You know, I tried to get her number, and she played me. She, you know, saying she was talking shit. She says, you know, she said something very disrespectful to me. Well, she had OnlyFans. I know exactly where she live at. Oh, now is my chance to go get that. You're gonna have people look on, and ain't gonna be no sex on their mind. It's gonna be straight cannibalism, man. They're gonna be like, well, yeah, she been in the gym. She been getting tight. That's a good leg right there. That's a good meal right there. You think they not gonna be thinking that type of stuff? That's the mindset that the Lord gonna put on a lot of these people. They're not gonna be thinking about sex in that day. You're gonna have people that are gonna be thinking about pleasure, but a lot of people are not. They're gonna be thinking about survival. And a lot of these so-called bad bitches is gonna be meals. Believe it or not, you're gonna see it. 2 Ezra 16 and 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish, all bad things, are sent as scourges for amendment. Meaning, you know, whips or lashes for amendment, for correction. These things are happening for people to realize, for Israelites to be exact, to realize, hey, we doing something wrong as a people. So the Lord is making these things happen so that we can get our mind right, get right, repent, turn back, stop being freaking wicked, man. But for all these things, they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So our people are gonna, though they're being stricken, they're going to continue to revolt more and more, which is why the Lord is sending more and more of these plagues and these scourges until the Lord sends the ultimate plague, which is the missiles. That is the only thing that's going to get our people right once and for all. Our people are too filthy. They cannot be cleansed. Too far gone. So the Lord got to hit the ultimate, the true reset. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And, you know, victuals meaning, you know, goods and food and things like that. It's not necessarily cheap no more. But, you know, hey, it's still there. You're still able to buy it. So people, though it's not cheap no more, it's still affordable, you know, with what people have. Because people, for the most part, people going to always choose food over anything else. So though people are still able to get these things, they think themselves to be in good case. Think, oh well, it's gonna get better. It's been worse before, or it can be worse. Well, it's gonna get worse, and it's not gonna get better. It's not gonna turn back. It says, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Meaning, yeah, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get much worse. Verse 22: For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other shall escape the hunger. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So you have the sword and famine coming. These are spirits created for vengeance. And the Lord, it will be avenged, man. The Lord's anger will be, you know, appeased. His wrath. And the scriptures say, they that perish with the sword are better than they that perish of famine, man. So, hey, this is the time to get right with Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, because that's the only way we're going to be provided for. You're not going to, you know, saving up, stacking up food, getting gold and silver. None of that is going to work. And if you believe it is, then, hey, that's your belief. You continue to trust in that until you be disappointed. But what's going to sustain us is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. You know, Lord willing, man. The Lord is going to feed us as long as we continue to do what's required of us. The Lord is going to protect us during those evils. The Lord is going to keep us quiet from the fear of that evil, man. But these things are coming. This is just me through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua blowing the trumpet, spreading this information. Hey, famine is really around the corner. Like, any day now, we can go to the store and it's, you know, it's not just gonna be a few shelves empty. The whole store gonna be empty. Next thing you know, man, eventually in the next couple months, it can be to where you go to the grocery store and, you know, you go and every time you go, it's less and less things there until you go. You know how they have those notes on the shelves? Oh, temporarily out of stock. No, it's gonna be just out of stock. It ain't gonna be no date of when the next shipment is coming in. No, it ain't gonna be none of that. It's gonna be out. They gonna tell you, well, we haven't heard anything from you know, from this distributor. We don't know if it's even a truck coming. This is what we have left. This is what we got. Employees gonna be stealing food. Yeah, this is coming. So prepare, get right with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and, you know, brace yourself mentally and spiritually, because, you know, it's gonna come, and it's unavoidable. But I pray that this was edifying, and with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua B'Hashem B'Kan Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety unto the hopeful elect. Keep holding strong. Keep you know, fighting and having faith, man, and praying. You know, may the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua have mercy upon us and our households, man. You know, hey, Kwame Yashala, Baba, Shalom.